Hurricane Isaac will go down in history as the surprise storm. The surge caught a lot of people off guard.
But nobody could ever fairly accuse St. Charles Parish of underestimating Isaac. Consider this. On Sunday, August 26th, with Isaac still a tropical storm, the parish issued a mandatory evacuation order.
You've got almost 11 feet of water here in our Luling area.
When a lot of people downplayed a puny tropical storm, Scott Welchel looked at computer surge models.
You've got 15 feet of water.
And developed a healthy respect for Isaac.
In my mind, it was a large storm, had a very, very wide wind field, and it was going to bring some surge.
The so-called slosh models indicated big potential trouble. And Welchel points out the Hurricane Center has made little progress predicting storm intensity.
To do the prudent thing as an emergency manager, we should take that worst-case scenario, go one category higher.
He convinced me at 6 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon we had to call a mandatory evacuation, and we did.
Parish President V.J. St. Pierre says it was a no-brainer, even though no other parish was evacuating for anything other than the most exposed areas. There was still a kind of a reaction of, what? They say what?
Oh, yeah, we had some of the plants called us and said, what are y'all doing? Some of the people called, what are you doing? This is not going to be a very big storm.
If it seems an overreaction, it's worth noting the slosh models slightly underestimated by a foot or so the amount of water that would eventually pile into the east bank of Plaquemines. In some ways, St. Charles Parish is a victim of its own preparation, or luck. Vast areas of the parish, especially on the west bank, remain largely defenseless against a big storm. $10 billion in unprotected property. Money was already tight in Washington, and the priority for levees post-Isaac is in areas that have already experienced catastrophic flooding.
Tell a guy, a senator or a congressman in Arizona, what your problem is over here. I mean, they can't visualize that.
St. Charles Parish is working to raise 9 miles of levees to 100-year protection. It has in place $20 million in state and local funding, but extending the levee would run another $130 million. And that would still leave a gap at Bayou des Almonds. Public Works Director Sam Sholey points out chemical plants on relatively higher ground might escape the flooding, but still have trouble.
So when the plants come back and try to reopen, their people have no place to live.
And some of the slosh models for major hurricanes have water all the way to the Mississippi River levee on the West Bank. It's just tough to get anybody's attention in a place where the Great Flood hasn't happened yet. Most of the east bank of St. Charles is better protected. However, months outside the hurricane system did flood during